Oh, yeah. Welcome out, y'all. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and it's time to bring you that boom bap breakfast. Yes, us. Let's do it right here, y'all. Let's start off with all hosts with the most, Geechee, and Dr. Jared Ball. Yeah.
Where's everybody at? There's no fight this morning, so people stayed home.
I think Air Doctor ran them all off, man.
Oh, me, please.
He said, don't bring that shit on my show, bro.
Y'all the ones, boy. Y'all are the ones, boy. I just play music. That's my
job.
Right.
As he sips the tea. What's up with this Smurf thing in the background, Jared? What you got going on?
I hate a Smurf, man. It's been a hateful morning. That's the hate Smurf.
Meanie Smurf.
the unofficial theme of the Hate Awards, the or logo of the Hate Awards. Yeah, man. It's already been a long morning for me. So I was like, all right, well, you know.
And I'm up here bragging like, man, I just woke up 10 minutes ago. I was like, oh, word, must be nice.
Yeah, been up hating for hours.
Why you hating, man? Why you in such a
I'm being hated on this morning. So actually, I wouldn't even say it that way. That's a little bit, I'm just having fun. But there are a couple things I'd be interested in. You sipping that tea real hard in the mic, man.
Oh, my bad.
We hear every bit of that. Good Lord.
I think Jared got some extra ultrasound.
I just have working headphones. That's all. I just have working headphones.
I got the free ones for the airline. I got the free Delta Airline. Shout out to ZZ. Shout out to ZZ for the free Delta Airline.
Nice. She said, I'm leaving this airplane with something. Shit.
Can't take y'all anywhere. There are a couple things like I'm interested in at some point getting into, and we might even have to do something on the platform because somebody sent me an extended essay response to my discussion of multiracialism a little while ago that I'm very interested in. And the thesis is basically that multiracial Black folks have always oppressed monoracial Black folks and need to stop attempting to claim any monoracial identity because in so doing it suppresses and further represses the monoracial Black community, and that multiracial should cease doing that and identify their own complicity and role. So, and I've always had, I said to them, this is intuitive. The thought is intuitive and I get it, but I am still looking for more data on that argument. Because one of the responses that I have is that how does one measure both the rates of oppression and benefit that lighter skin or multiracial people have vis-a-vis other Black, darker or monoracial Black people, and then versus, for instance, how the Black bourgeoisie or a class exploitation occurs. How does one measure that? And so I just was interested in that.
By when, let's say, if me and Geechee walk into a bar in Buckhead, if I walk in first, they might be less likely to clench their purse.
Again, maybe. And again, I get it. It's intuitive, and I'm not trying to be hostile. But I am wondering where the data would be in that. Because how does one measure that? And then how does one measure that vis-a-vis instances where lighter skinned or multiracial Black people are identified as Black and abused as such? How do you know how if you walk in with Geechee as opposed to walking in with me, how you're treated? How does one measure that treatment? Or if I walk in with Geechee as opposed to you, if I'm treated differently because I'm in association with Geechee, how does one measure where I benefit or don't? So I'm not saying it doesn't. I am just asking, and then in my
what's
real
the methodology
issue,
of
a little bit,
yeah, of trying to figure that out,
and then this idea, you know, because how do you measure when multiracial Black people work in solidarity or in revolutionary solidarity with monoracial Black people? Like, so how does that get measured or not measured? So because this essay made the definitive argument that it has always been this way, that the multiracials go in on the oppression. And so again, and I'm wondering, how then does that compare, if at all, to the class traders or the national traders that betray other African people or monoracial Black people? So I'm just wondering. That's really it. That's part of. So that was one thing. The other thing was this thing that if I disagree with someone like Dr. Carr, it's because I'm in a privileged position. This was one of the arguments I got into this morning. So I'm saying, so because I don't want to vote for Kamala, I'm representing a privileged position. And my argument is, in part, no, that's the privileged position. Defending the Democratic Party is the privileged, funded, platformed, welcomed, sanctioned position. Not one mine isn't made from comfort and isn't rewarded. But anyway, so that's just what that's so at 8:07 a.m. it's already been a long day.
It's like, damn. I see. That's how you starting it off.
So that was that a private conversation or a public conversation? Because I'm curious
the monoracial, multiracial has been private so far, but I have invited, if they want to engage more. I mean, I have to reread the essay a little more carefully as well, or read it a third time actually. And then I've invited, if they want to join the platform and have the discussion. And it was a politely written. I mean, it's not like, so I shouldn't. That's what I was trying to say. It wasn't. The hate was a little bit. It was a fairly argued, respectful disagreement with something or a question that I've raised. So yeah,
I could. I don't know. I could see. Damn. What was the second part? My mind just went somewhere.
Was it public?
The second part you was talking about, not the racial part, the other part you was talking about. Damn, my brain.
Oh, if you that arguing that we shouldn't support Kamala or Biden in the last election is an argument from privilege.
Yeah, well, I guess when they talk about privilege, it's like certain policies might affect you. If they don't affect you, then you're like if you really need health care or something like that, and one of the people are like, we're gonna get through health care, and you're like, I don't care about all that. Maybe that's the part of privilege where it's not affecting you. Where for some people it might be affecting them, so they feel like they need to vote because it's affecting their lifestyle.
Right, but if I get that, but if I'm in, but this comment was made specific to the argument I'm having with Greg, or had a couple years ago with Greg Carr. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, and my point is, he's defending the elevated class argument. It's his class. It's the Black bourgeoisie that benefits from the Democratic Party more than the Black poor. So it's this argument that and he does it well, that he'll pick some isolated policy, or people who will defend the Democrats will pick an isolated policy and say, well, you would deny so and so this little bit of benefit. that they would have gotten because they supported that, because Kamala was in office versus Trump. And I'm saying, no. What I'm saying is you benefit. They're not really benefiting. The most who benefit from that are the black bourgeoisie in this case, and those who defend the Democrat. That's the platform sanctioned position. So it also speaks ignorantly to it's not just Jared making this argument from privilege. In this case, it's Jared doing the best he can to represent other ideas and arguments that others have been made. It's not, Jared didn't invent not supporting the Democratic Party. So to suggest that only a bourgeois middle class community has supported that is ridiculous when overwhelmingly the so-called lumpen, the poor, the most oppressed, they're the ones not supporting these folks. They're the ones in many ways through not voting or voting for other parties. They're the ones speaking out that you all don't do anything for us.
Hey, and real quick, Ricky Ryan, you're supposed to be on screen with us. So what you doing in the chat? Go ahead.
I mean, it almost sounds like the argument that people have made and will make about Jill Stein, like she has the privilege because of her status or whatever. I mean, even with Butch, I mean, Butch is a professor just like you, yeah. Like you and Greg, well, Dr. Carr, I'm sorry. So. Yeah,
but there are also poor working class laborers who have long made these arguments that we should not be supporting these parties, that we should not. So this idea that it's only the Du Boisian bourgeoisie that have been saying this, that's part of the point that I'm getting. And the people who usually make that argument are not themselves arguing from a place of non-privilege. They are privileged and trying to use the fact that others are less well off as a bludgeon. It's like they're waving the poor around, beating up people like me, saying, they're poorer than you, Jared. How dare you not support something that might help them in the slightest way in an individual case here or there, while never addressing the fact that they are in that position in the first place because we're supporting these very structures. So it's just a disingenuous sort of ad hominem to say, and then it never speaks to what the particulars. And then if I do get selfish, it does often make, when I hear that kind of critique, the first thing I do think of is and I said to this person in the comment, like, I said, Dr. Carr is a tenured, multi-decade former chair at Howard University, whose career has gone better for defending Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Like, my career has not been benefited because I've advocated something less left of the Democratic Party. Like, there's no benefit to that. There's no career in that. There's no platforming, welcomed invitation to that. I don't get, no one who advocates that is welcomed to those, as he likes to remind us on Twitter all the time, highly watched and sponsored Roland Martin shows. So this idea that I'm just out here benefiting and living off of privilege while making these arguments is, again, it's just part of the disingenuous approach that people will take instead of addressing to the actual arguments or points being made.
In the first topic, who cares? I mean, why are we still talking about colorism? I mean, what did y'all just sit around and be like, let's pick a topic and see if we can...
Well, to be fair, they were responding to... So I had done something on, there was that New York Times article written by a multiracial woman about Kamala Harris and multiracial identity and how it's being played. So I think there do need to be discussions. It does have a real, it is real out here.
I mean, I guess because you think about, all right, who are we going to send up to the front to represent us? Oh, we got to think about it. We can't send somebody that's this color. Maybe we can get away with sending somebody this color. I guess that's what the conversation is about. Because really, when it comes down to it, who's able to do the job?
I've said it too. I remember, I think about it a lot because it was a funny moment. But I remember when years ago, when the late, great Glenn Ford was talking with me about Black Agenda TV, and I joke with him. I say, Glenn, it can't be me and you just representing this. Like, it can't be me and you. Like.
See, that's craziness because y'all are black. Your mentality is black. I mean, if we talk about the word black, we know it's a mental thing and a cultural thing. But I mean, look at Huey, look at Malcolm, look at all the. Come on.
No, I'm not even meaning to give weight to that other than to say I thought it was a funny moment at the time. Like it was just kind of like, it was like looking at me and Glenn. Like,
y'all the Black Revolution. Yeah, because we play into it here on the Beige Brigade. We play into it here too. So.
Of course. So that's what I'm saying. Like it is something that is discussed. It is something that is real. And again, in my classroom, it literally comes up every semester. We just had another round of it this week or last week. I don't want to avoid the discussions. I do want to bring some radical analysis to the discussions, obviously. But my point is that I believe it's a woman author, but that person who sent me that essay was not. I didn't take it as hostility. I took it as I'm legitimately trying to respond to what you asked for, Jared, in your video, which I did. I want the discussion because it happens all the time. I mean, and being on that ambiguous line, I feel like my experience has been it invites the discussion all the time. It feels daily. People feel like I am this ambiguous canvas upon which they can write and paint their racial politics. And so people approach me, and I feel like there's a sometimes I take it negatively, but there's a he's ambiguous looking, so I have a right to investigate with him his racial identity and politics and so on and so on. So I get it a lot, actually.
Geechee, do you feel the weight of colorism?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like I grew up growing up hearing you cute to be dark, and like I would come like different places for
You see that you caught that, right?
What's that?
You caught that little what do they call that? That little quiet brag. What are they little?
No, but that's not a brag. That's not a compliment though. Like, damn.
But I'm saying, no, it's not.
But listen, but you see how the light skin brothers are like you see how y'all hear it different than I hear it. Yeah. So and then growing up, like I like going to so I used to go to New York every summer. And so, like, either way I go, like, they'd be like, damn, you got black. Like, so I got darker. So yeah, I mean, I think I've experienced that. And then, even living in Central America for about 4 years, like, I could be walking on one side of the street and those Latino people will jump on the whole other side of the street. And I like try to test it to see if they do the same thing for, a Latino brother or whatever. And a lot of times it doesn't happen. So I don't know if it's like, damn, I don't look like I'm from here or I'm really dark. And then even in the stores, like there's a store right by my house in Costa Rica where I go in there almost every damn day. But every other day, the policeman will follow me around the damn store. Like you don't see me buy so many things there. So like I do know I still experience it. And a lot of times it's subtle. I think we still do it among ourselves.
Yeah, and you ain't got that good hair neither. So,
I mean, I used to have a good hair, bro. I used to have waves and stuff, man.
I think the chat has missed my humor yet again. So I would never argue that I would understand.
That's more color.
But this idea that I didn't understand that was not okay. Whatever. All right, y'all. All right. Sometimes I just leave my humor at the house. Y'all don't deserve this genius sometimes. Shame on you in the chat for some of what you're saying about me right now. Shame on you.
So we supposed to have Ricky Ryan coming on, but BAP has something going on, so she's working today, so she couldn't make it on. So
that's true. The convention's this weekend.
All right. You going? Y'all going or swinging through?
I'm supposed to. I had said I would. I'm going to still try to, but there has been, there's been a slight little issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you here in Atlanta, you're not going, Geechee.
Nah, unless you taking me.
Shit. I got work to do.
Man, Geechee be in Baltimore in 5 minutes.
No, man. You know, them Delta jets ain't working.
Damn, you take Delta? You rich.
You just missed.
Oh shit!
you just missed the plug, literally.
Damn. Okay, Delta giving out. I see. I ain't been on Delta and shoo. Whoa.
Chill out, man. Them Delta jets ain't working.
He got money.
Ooh, you got money.
We find out. Shit, I only know Frontier and Spirit. What do you mean? Shit, paying $89 for an extra bag.
I got a Spirit Connect too, but they be tripping too. They be tripping. They don't work out too well. No, but so Jared, you talked about some color. You talked about class. Erica laced us with a story that we'll get to that even connect to Howard and Spellman, and it's very interesting. Yeah. I did like a deep dive into this guy suing his employer for checking up on him.
But can we do a silly first before Ear Doctor you leave? Can we do another semi silly?
And Renee, I sent the invite to you too. So
this I don't want to do this before we slap. This should be before the map.
Okay, let's go.
You seen this?
Oh no.
How hard I go for y'all, 18 to 25-year-old black men. They gonna talk public safety, it's called environment, talk about reforms and all that. That's coded for black men, and they need to make sure that we also prosperous.
A prosecutor or not, I undoubtedly know that she's considering us as black men and black people in what she is doing to be president and what she will do as a president.
So when y'all hear people say, yeah, when Trump was in office, he did this for us. No, fool, he did it for America. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't your black America.
They not thinking about us. They not thinking about the humanity of us. Like, because we obviously been dealing with a lot of health issues. That's systemic too, to be honest. Like when you get down to it, like the foods that we got in our neighborhoods and the things that we got access to, shit is systemic, bro.
And like I told y'all before, you know, it don't cost you much to vote, but it can cost you a lot by not voting.
Just to be honest, Common ain't never had no damn sense, ever. He's always been pretty lame, even when he was dating Angela Rye.
I was hoping, I forgot Kamau wasn't going to be here today. I was hoping he was going to be here today because I wanted to blame Kamau because Kamau and them MXG folks had Common for a second and couldn't maintain the politics. Remember Common was rocking with them in the Black August, and that's why he went to Cuba, and that's why he met Asada and did the song about Asada because of all of that work and fronted for a minute like he was going to be on this side of the barricade, and now he's doing TD Jake's book, promotional
Common girl
books
in media. He can't be out here not representing the black woman.
And what was he saying? Because she was a prosecutor, she's specifically doing things for black people. I didn't even get that part.
He said even though she's a prosecutor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, even though. Okay, all right.
Yeah. He ain't say nothing too bad. It's just like still. He's still Common. It's still Common.
And he did that song with Lauryn Hill, one of the most beautiful songs in hip hop history, one of the most powerful songs. Yeah. With that Stevie Wonder sample. That was that was so he fronted like he was on the way and then got sidetracked. Got caught out there. So anyway, I just thought that was
different women in your life would change your mind state. I'm just saying.
I don't know if that rivals Obama's berating of black men. I wonder if Common is now.
No, it's not as bad as that. It's not that. No, but on some levels, I do actually think it's worse because he's presenting. I'm with you. I have a systemic radical analysis, but the conclusion is go vote for Kamala. So that part, in that way, it makes it more insidious than Obama just standing there chastising people, you know. But you know,
that was not a good look, Obama, I must say. All right, so I guess we go ahead and get some news. Y'all know, I gotta be out of here around 9ish.
oh wow.
I got actually it's Morehouse Spelman homecoming. I'm renting some speakers and stuff, so I gotta take them out there to the campus.
So Morehouse and Spelman, they do a unified homecoming.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Spelman is the cheerleaders for the Morehouse sports team.
All right. Morehouse might be the cheerleaders
Really?
for Spelman.
See why you gonna see that?
I'm just saying.
What I mean? Like,
you ain't been to Morehouse in a while.
I mean, they're right across the street. Chill out.
I'm just saying. We'll continue.
Them ain't good jokes. Them ain't good jokes. Them ain't good jokes.
I mean, why the ladies got to be cheerleaders for the guys? Can the guys be cheerleading for the ladies? All right. So we're going to go ahead.
They do.
Exactly.
Some of the best ones are in Kentucky. No, that's true. But I don't think you meant it like that. But we'll keep moving.
See, that's the whole thing. You never know how I meant it. I just leave it up.
No, we always know how you mean it. That's never a question. We always know what you mean.
No, not at all. All right, we're going to take a quick break right here on the Remix Morning Show. I'll bring you some more Boom Bap Breakfast right after this mental health break. Let's get it. Okay, let's give you a little remix on the remix right here. Y'all know how we do it.
I'ma tell you this one time. Boy, I want you to be mine. Can I come see you now? Can I lay with you outside? Can I touch your lips with mine? 'Cause I need you now. Don't wanna leave, I just wanna be here by your side. You make me feel, I believe that we in paradise. 'Cause I don't feel the ground. No, I don't feel the ground. But I'm feeling right. I tell you what it's all about. Just make it feel this way. It's kinda like whoa,
Okay, let me take you to a time and place. Same year, actually. Let's go to 2019, where we had Snow Allegra come out, the artist, off her album, Those Feelings Again. Name of this song is called Whoa. Also mixed with 2019, we got the artist CK, and the name of this song is Love Duanti, off that album, CK the First. Other artists on there, Joe Boy, Kumani, Eugene, and that's what it is. Go ahead, like, subscribe to the channel, go to patreon.com, become a member over there, and also, go to the bottom of the screen there, and you will see blkliberationmedia.org. Go there to donate. While we are demonetized, we appreciate that help. All right, with that said, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
Shake it, make it spend my money. Call me Mr. Bean, I go make you honey. Hey, gimme, baby, gimme, baby, gimme, baby, gimme, baby, gimme.
Yeah.
Nice.
I see why they call you the air doctor.
You see?
You be putting shit together, man. I like that.
On the fly. You know, I don't mean to brag, but yeah, I don't be getting this shit together early. Like I said, 10 minutes before I woke up, yes, we started the show. But it's all about that feeling, that vibe, knowing different stuff that works together. Y'all know, especially you. Hey, Jared, I'm going to say, man, big up to all y'all professors, teachers, and stuff out there, because this past years I've been doing this teaching stuff. I mean, instructor, I wouldn't even say teacher, because I'm only in there for like 2 hours. And these 3rd and 4th graders are kicking my ass.
First of all, salute to them. I appreciate you. Don't put me in that group. Don't put me in that group. I ran to the university because I cannot handle the elementary, middle, or high school classrooms. So I do think that work deserves its own special shout and congratulations and reward and appreciation. My job is way easier than that.
Yeah, but I would assume that those college students try to keep you on your toes. They always try to come
there's
back.
always issues, of course, but there's always issues. There's always something. But from the energy levels, like so my my daughter's on crutches right now. So when I drop her off in the morning, I have to walk her in, like carry her stuff in until she can get her buddies to help carry. They have a whole little. So we go to the nurses. So just walking in the morning with them as all these kids are coming into the building, I'm like, the energy is already. I'm already exhausted. I'm like, nah. Yeah. And when it's the elementary school kids, when I used to do the drop off then, and it's just like hundreds of kids. It feels like hundreds of kids. Just it's like nah. That's too much. So all salute.
Yeah. And I must say, this is a very great learning experience for me because I'm dealing with some kids that's on the spectrum, some kids that's dealing with all types of different issues at home. And then I'm up here trying to be stern. So I had a nice little learning lesson the other day. It was like, I can't be stern all the time. I got to sometimes be stern, but then pull them out to the side and then have a conversation with them and stuff like that. Because I was like, I'm playing bad cop all the time when my other instructors playing good cop. I don't want to be the bad cop all the time. But
Yeah, nah. I don't have to deal with I don't have to deal with much of anything. The most I get is students either just quietly not paying attention, or that's like the worst of it. I don't have to deal with parents. I don't have to deal with
none of that. Yeah, I got one kid that cannot stay still. I mean, and I get it. It is what it is. But once you put some paper down and ask him to draw something, he's good. So it's learning your students and all that stuff. So it's different, but I'm loving it. My job is to love on the kids. That's our whole thing. Love on the kids, make sure they straight, and everything else will work out. All right.
Appreciate
let y'all get to it. Peace.
All right. All right, everybody. Remix Morning Show. Jared and Geechee holding it down this Friday morning. Welcome, everybody. Make sure you do all the things Ear Doctor was just saying regarding supporting the platform. And let's slap the map, man. Erica laced us. Let's go. Let's slap it. All right, Geechee, you said you had something you wanted us to start off with.
Yeah,
what's up?
I put it in.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We back to that.
My highlight thing be showing up and it be messing up. But so here's a interesting story, man. Like, I actually have been talking to the brother, Anthony Hill. He works at this
So let me read the headline real quick for the people. Black Enterprise reports Black employee sues company for sending police to his home for a wellness check. The Workday company is being sued for sending police to a Black employee's home for a wellness check. So what now? Please, I'm sorry. All right, that's oh my goodness. I hope he wins. Shit.
So. Anyway, like I did a deep dive into the company, so we're gonna get into some interesting things. But no, so pretty much he's been out and been experiencing some things. He was sick, and they pretty much send the cops to his house. And as he said, he put his children and his wife in danger. And there already been some communication with the employer about what was going on. And they're trying to act like there was no communication. They was worried about him. And
it says here he was on medical leave.
Yeah,
that sounds like it's something that's been communicated.
Yeah, he's been on medical leave. And yeah, like there's been clear communication on his part. But I think there was something where it's almost similar to the Frito-Lay's situation a while ago when the brother hurt his back, and they sent him to a hospital a long way. And then when he didn't come to work, they sent the people out there to check and make sure that he was actually hurt. So I think it was similar to that. But this company, Workday, they are like they said they're like a median between the HR and the finances. So they help screen employees and or people applying for jobs, and they're actually accused of screening out Black folks. So they have some situations to where they're being sued or pursued for actually discriminating against Black folks with AI. So they're using AI to pretty much they pretty much
for
using
finance
AI.
and HR.
Yeah,
that's what it says here on their website. That's deep.
So yeah, so let me show you this right quick. So I started looking at their leadership, right? And as we all suspected, they look like they look. Let me see if I pull this up. But there's a couple people on the leadership. Like there's one sister who went to Spelman, and I've been asking him about her. So this is the top crew. And then you have this next layer. Obviously, she looked like one of the movie star ladies. And then you have Rainey, the sister who works for them. She's from Spelman, and Georgia Tech. And then you have this sister, the chief diversity officer, which I think he was telling me something interesting about. I don't know if it was her or another person that he said there's a sister that was working that he reached out to, and he said that she had nothing to do. Like they didn't give her no roles or whatever. They just kind of like hired her, and it almost felt like let's put a Black lady in there so we can be all right. And he said he checked in with her and see how she was doing, and she was like, man, to be honest with you, I don't even know what I'm doing here. They didn't give me no responsibilities. I don't even have any like a staff or a team. So there's been an ongoing thing in the workplace. But there's a funny. I hope I don't get in trouble for this. There's a funny plot twist that this sister is actually married to an anti-racist guy. Pull this up. So she's married to an anti-racist guy who he's like, I don't think
what does that mean? What does an anti-racist guy mean?
I don't know.
Lord.
He doesn't tolerate racism.
Greg Miller, he says, I don't tolerate racism. If you suffer from this illness, I'm not qualified to help you. If you would like to educate yourself about anti-racism, this page has some excellent resource. I bet Ibram Kendi's book is on there, right?
Exactly. Actually, that's his link. No, but so again, like she works for a company, and
it is on there.
I told you. He's the John Brown of our day. So
and the 1619 Project too.
So, but she like, so I read a couple things from her. Like she talked about how, there's no real obstacles for Black people. We just she comes from NASA, by the way. She used to work for NASA. There's no real obstacles, and we just got to get in there and do our best. And when you are a successful Black person is when you're going to be the only Black person in the room. So being the only Black person among white people means you're successful, and that's what she's.
So, and she looks like she did the Kamala. She got the white man in the ready-made family.
But I think she should reach out to her comrade and be like, yo, my husband work on anti-racism and we can take this company down. But I don't think it's going to happen. But so, yeah, like, but again, it's an interesting thing. The brother who I'm talking about, he actually in Baltimore and he knows some of the people I know, but his name Anthony Hill, and he went to Howard. He's actually a lawyer as well. And he's sending over he don't want to do any interviews right now because I think they're still trying to struggle through some stuff. But there's some other people at the company that will be reaching out. And so I think as this story develops, we will definitely have an opportunity to interview them. But I think this company about to be in some hot shit. Like they using AI to discriminate Black people from getting jobs and stuff. So it's gonna be interesting.
The only thing I would say is that first of all, the idea that again, new technology does not change social relationships. It enhances them. So AI is not going to help people rid the world of whiteness or white supremacy. It's not going to do that. And of course, if the people who create the algorithms, again, they're not autonomous in the sense that they have no engineering to them, that they're not self-created in that, and they're not evolving their own ideology. So the AI is going to reflect the ideology of its creators and the environment it's working in. So it's yeah. Zenzi said my ass went to Howard. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know.
Well, we stopped talking about Howard earlier, and I was saying that we had a story that connected to Howard and monoracism or whatever racial
Howard, Kamala Harris,
class. So
Zenzi
Bell. So Workday actually. So those two black women, I think they are like recent hires. So they've actually been in some.
Oh, Zenzi, are you saying that I don't know what I'm talking about? Are you saying that I'm wrong? Because I'd love to have you explain that.
Wait, what did she say? Go back.
She's saying, can y'all actually learn what AI is before you talk about it? Are you referring to me or us? Because if so, I'd love for you to tell me how I'm wrong about that. Anytime. We can start now. We can schedule a time. You can send me some readings we can reflect on in advance.
She might can come on right now. But wait,
not me. Okay, all right. Just checking. Checking. I told you, Zenzi, I had a rough morning. Let me apologize. It's been a rough morning. I'm over here like back against the wall.
But what I was really quick, what I was saying about Workday was at 3% or less than 3% black employees. And so they made a vow to like fix that. And so those sisters, including the brother Anthony, I think they were kind of like, no, not him, but the two sisters, they was recent hires. And he actually haven't even been in contact with them since because he's been on leave. But a company who has issues with race has an app that is screening people and performing AI discrimination. So,
all right, I gotta improve. I gotta brighten up the background here real quick.
Why? Because
if whenever I misapply energy, I need to change it. So we'll start here. Let me just change up the energy a little bit. Let's brighten up the energy. So let me. As Lisa Fisher sang on our radio show once, how can I ease the hate? Let me ease the hate a little bit on this beautiful Friday morning. I don't need to be on 100 like that. It's like I said, it's been a long day already. All right.
So real quick note, but I also don't want to make this about the sister, but because I was looking on the site.
Here goes another thing about her.
But no, I think it's more of a larger conversation because we talked about this a while ago when we was talking about the dude who designed the Super Soaker, who also worked to build a stealth bomber.
Lonnie Johnson,
right. There you go. Look at God. Lonnie Johnson, who's highly educated, and he did his thing, right? He worked for NASA. He helped build a Super Soaker. He did all these things, but he also built a stealth bomber. He also helped the U.S. bomb Panama. But so,
I mean, I feel like it's.
Wait a minute. Come on, you can't put that on him like that because he invented the technology and they used it for that. Stop.
But that's the point. No, that's the point. That's the point. That's the point right there. There we go. Stay there. He's educated in a particular institution who does a particular thing. They're going to use his genius to do what? Right? It's kind of the same thing here. So this sister has been.
But I take a different perspective of that. I'm saying it's worth it. If we get the Super Soaker, whatever he got to do to destroy the world is worth it. What's the problem?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I felt like I thought that's where we were going.
No, definitely not.
Oh, my bad. All right.
So since she was 7, she always grew up. She grew up knowing that she was going to be an electrical engineer. Her parents obviously did similar work, and in so much that they said that when she was a young person, a young baby, and they had 2 bicycles, their daughters, they gave her bike unassembled so she could put it together. So she kind of always knew she was going to be in this engineering, whatever.
But this
And
is
again-
an inspiring quote, though, Geechee.
What is it? Let me hear.
Being a woman of color in leadership is only an obstacle if you make it an obstacle.
That's what I
Get
said.
past feelings and just work, because good people rise to the top in time. Be persistent and continue, because when you're very successful, you may be the only one there too.
Yeah, she the only one there. So again, that was a quote from what I was saying earlier, where she said this a couple times at different places on interviews or whatever, but more so of saying that her being in the space, a room full of white folks, is indicative of her success. And if you work really hard, we'll get there. But again, she's working for a company who is sending the police to black men's house for wellness check. She's working for a company.
Oh, right. That's the connection.
Yeah, she's screening. She's helped building technology to screen black employees and push them aside and hire white. Like, so again, as smart, as beautiful as you can be, you can use your energy in the institutions, and they're going to use your gifts to dominate other people. So yes, Air Doctor, him helping building the stealth bomber to blow up some people in Panama ain't it, brother.
Did he build it? Or did he build the technology? And that's like when the Asians was using gunpowder for firecrackers, and then the Europeans got the same gunpowder.
No, that's not the same thing.
And they guns.
No. So that's cute, but that's not the same thing. Having someone take what you've invented for your own purposes and repurpose it for theirs is not the same as being hired to work for somebody to build for them what they want, and then having it be used as they intended it.
Get past your feelings, Air Doctor. Just work.
That's the real important lesson. There's only obstacles if you let them be obstacles. So, don't let it be an obstacle. And when that bomb is dropping on your, just don't let it be an obstacle. Don't fall for the okie doke.
We got shots in the chat room. I just thought I'd come on and shoot.
Oh Lord! I'm over here trying to.
The grass is greener on Jared's side.
You know what I'm saying? Come over here, brother.
That energy done moved around now. Niggas want to throw shots. All right, so let's go. We got another one up here. Ear Doctor probably cuddlier than Mike with the pigs.
Oh,
wait a minute.
This is wait a minute.
Wow, where did that even come from?
Slow down. This is a better one.
See,
I
didn't know my internship at Lockheed Martin
exactly
would be used for that. Like, God, I didn't know they blowing niggas up. My bad.
Hey.
See.
I was just trying to get the bag, shorty.
Hey. Anyway.
I'm trying to climb to that higher vibration. Ear Doctor down there like, nah, energy move.
Pulling
Get back down here.
Pulling you back down. First of all, I got an uncle I never met that got killed by the police, so I don't fuck with the police. How about that?
Damn.
I never have. But what, Geechee?
I'm just saying, not that, but your quote or your statement is gonna get you in some hot water, because we got to cover
with who? Who gonna come
with ATL, bro? Like, because now you're gonna use this same excuse for Tyler Perry, who
what that I bring kids to Lonnie Johnson's STEM program downtown? Yes, I do. I sure do. I have a STEM program, so I bring them to Lonnie Johnson's building downtown where he has a STEM program. So yes, I work with Lonnie Johnson.
Oh, so that's why you jump in protection for Lonnie?
Not protection. I'm just saying people use. We see it all the time, even in Lord of the Rings. Like, the guy was making rings for a certain reason, and then the other guy came and said, oh, we're going to use these rings for something else.
Listen. Just like the military, you join the military and say you was doing a particular thing. And what's funny? Not funny, but we read in Jared Horn's book, where the Vietnamese soldiers was telling the black people like, "Yo, get out the way," to shoot the white people. Get out the way. Y'all should be over here. Now, those brothers who sign up and sisters who sign up, maybe they didn't, maybe they did know, but I don't want to hear that. Oh, like you didn't know, like oh, they just use it for bad. Like Kai just said, you have to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. And if you don't do that, then obviously you responsible. Now you become complicit. So I'm not sure.
That's another conflation that I'm offended by.
Why is that?
The grunts on the ground in the military are not the same as people hired as engineers to work for Lockheed Martin. Well, there's a level of knowledge and complicity in the latter that doesn't exist with the former. But I'm just throwing that out there too.
Well, I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. A couple years ago, when the
he said Lord of the Rings,
the first black nuclear engineer, the sister, she got to know that she's helping, develop bombs.
What does that mean? Hold on, you gotta read it.
It's hilarious. That story was on page 873 of Dr. Horn's book.
That's an inside. Stop. That's an inside. That's a chat conversation.
Oh, see,
right now.
It's hilarious. Hiram is hilarious.
Hiram.
See, I'm outside. I don't even get that one.
No, that's a group chat.
Woo! Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Hiram is a mess. I agree. I need to stop. How you put Hiram on timeout? How you put him on time? What's the click? What you got click? No, but what I was about to say. So we about to get into a story too with Tyler Perry building fake White House,
filmmaker of our time,
a fake White House, and now the Secret Service and CIA and all these people have to train there because their training facilities are trash supposedly. And so Tyler Perry's work is gonna make it even harder for us to stop cop cities and stop the militarization of the cops. And they're gonna blame it on, as we'll see in the story, because Trump got shot, the Secret Service they need more training, and they gotta go train at Tyler Perry's fake White House.
I got a question. So what do y'all advise a person like me do when it comes to being in the entertainment in Atlanta, being in the community of Atlanta? I've run across all these people y'all be talking about all the time. I mean, when y'all want me to run up on and be like, well, I think this about you. I think this about you. What am I supposed to do here?
Nothing.
Well, yeah, you ain't supposed to do that.
What you do? What are you supposed to do? I wouldn't advocate that you do anything. I wouldn't advocate. I would, to the extent that you already are not supporting their work beyond whatever engagement you got to deal with, that would be it for me. As long as you don't, my only issue would be if you took it to new levels of I support their work. But I don't think you need to be. I don't think anybody needs to be running up on anybody. Just in general, I don't think anybody needs to be running up on anybody to yell at them or criticize them. In general, I think depending on the situation, the action being condemned, the space that they're in, there's,
So I got a question.
I wouldn't.
No, I got a question. I got a question that will give you my answer with your answer, right?
Okay.
So you got young people that you work with.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a Rick Ross who you see because he's in Atlanta. You see him a lot. He had that song. He had that verse, you ain't even know it, where he pretty much said he sexually assaulted a woman.
Yeah, I don't play
your kids are singing it in the class. You ain't even know it or whatever. You meet him. What do you say to him about those lyrics and how it impacts the kids that you work with?
I say that song was for adults and it wasn't even meant for kids.
But again,
what do you say? Wait. When you say he meets him, what do you like? This is what I'm saying. I'm assuming they're not hanging out. He runs into him at an event. What do you think he should?
I'm supposed to be like, so Rick.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is what I'm saying is y'all see each other often. Y'all talk. Y'all come into contact with each other.
Yeah.
Right. And so maybe y'all even building rapport because, I think the people that I see often, I end up communicate with them in some type of capacity. So you're talking to Rick Ross. Y'all have some type of cordial relationship. How you gonna approach Rick Ross, or what you gonna say about?
And wait,
how he
his
impacted
song
the
is really advocating this. Is
Yes.
like is the song really? Wow.
Yes, he. Well,
He said drop to
he dropped stuff in the
her
drink,
and she
took
ain't
her
even know
home,
it.
and she didn't even know it. All this stuff.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So how you gonna approach the brother?
That's wild, because how I'm gonna approach him, if I need something from him, then
Whoa,
I'll get it.
whoa,
But
whoa.
if I don't need something from him, then there's no need to even talk. Like, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. Like, if I need him to fund something, then I would talk to him. But if I don't, it's, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. Because most
the
of this
social-
music,
the social impact?
Let me finish. Most of these musics and stuff that is made is for the adults. It's not made for kids. It's just the radio plays it and the kids hear it.
But that don't make
So
it
I don't
better,
think that, you know, me talking to the kids going to be like, oh, why'd you make this music that the kids are singing? I don't think he intended to make the music for kids to be singing. It was.
But
more
you could
for
be
adults in
asking
the
him.
club.
Theoretically, you could be asking him, "Why would you make that for adults in the club?" Like adults don't need to be doing that either. But
Yeah.
but my point is,
impact
I
the
just
kids
don't
too.
think it's. This for me feels similar, and I admit this. This for me feels similar to when it at times Kim, for instance, has advocated men challenging other men in at all times on how those men allegedly deal with women in their lives. And I've raised the question that I just don't feel like that's realistic to expect that a man is going to constantly put himself in harm's way. It's just not realistic. So I don't think it's realistic to expect men just in general to be out here policing other men in every instance and every moment where their own safety and the safety of others could be challenged. So like I don't think in those spaces it would be. I don't think it's on Ear Doctor to run up on Rick Ross at a public event and say that song you made about SA is ridiculous. I think there are ways that I would expect that there are ways you teach that when you're dealing with kids. There are ways to politically disengage when as an adult or business person. And then I think if there are other levels of relationship or potential engagement, that then an increase in either the break or the hostility towards that behavior, if that makes sense.
Because
if
I run up on the mayor, Andre, first thing we're going to talk about is, oh, man, y'all remember we was doing the podcast together? You used to come to the pizza place. We used to have a relationship and cool. I'm not going to run up and be like, yo, man, that shit with the police show? What will happen is if he asked me to DJ something for like a police convention, then I had the conversation like, yo, man, I don't support them motherfuckers. And that's what it is. But other than that, yeah, I have relationships with a lot of these different people for different reasons before they did certain things they did.
Well, you answer your question. So in a way, there's a time and place for everything.
Time and place. There you go.
But also, if you don't fuck with them, you don't fuck with them. And you can tell them that.
Pretty much.
And even the money might not even be good at that point.
You put the link in the wrong chat.
Oh, my bad, y'all. I ain't put the check it too.
No, Brittany, it's not about getting to the bag. That's one thing I don't do. I do stuff for my passion. If I'm passionate about something, money's gonna come. And that's how I always live my life. I've been very broke, damn near sleeping on people's floors, but I always pursued my passion, and money and stuff came. So it's not the bag. All right.
She was about to sing some Life Jenner just now. You know,
Nah, that's a big topic because a lot of people are chasing the bag, and then some people are chasing their passion, and it might take a little longer to get to the bag if you just, But,
are they chasing the bag or are they chasing what comes with
But I mean,
it?
you did say if you need him to fund something, you blah 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 blah. So,
but I don't. That was just an example.
Yeah, I'm just saying what might have led to the.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean,
take some of that money and give it to me so I can make sure these kids are taken care of. So yeah.
But I think so. But Yeah, I would struggle with that. But again, as we were talking earlier, I'm in such a privileged position. I don't have to worry about these things. But I
Because
do think,
it's the Robin Hood thing. Take from the rich and give to the poor.
yeah, I don't always, but I don't always believe in that. And I don't always believe that in every case, it's right to take every money from any person for those purposes. So I think there would be appropriate times to cut ties and say, I'm not taking funding.
Yeah, definitely.
But also remember the context. So I got to say this too. So also remember the context of taking money and giving it to the kids normally comes in programmatic stuff. So the kids not actually getting the money. The contractors get the money. So you might get the money. You might bring in another person, get the money. You might buy food or whatever. And then on the other flip, something wild. So I remember in Baltimore City, when I used to try to work with the school system, you do a job and you have to wait 3 months to get paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember again, like how I had to do a contract with a school in Virginia where they paid me like, I guess, $15,000 for a 3-month program. And then the lady was telling me like, well, we actually paid this white man $25,000 for 4 hours as a workshop. And I was like, oh. And so in Baltimore, it's designed to where if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to work, like you Black people with not money, they can't afford to wait for 3 months, right? But here in Atlanta, I heard that they have grants that you have to show them a percentage that you have. And if you don't, then you have to put up collateral to get the grant. So like as a person trying to go into the school system, you can literally lose your house if you do something, if you don't fulfill the need of the grant, because they help you leverage your assets in order to get into the school. So apart from the school systems and all these other being wild, like the money normally doesn't go to the kids, because even those grant monies, they don't really go to the kids. It's not like those grant money is creating baby bonds or some other stuff that's actually going to help the kids have something. It's more so of they're paying you to talk to them or paying you to teach them something, and it's not necessarily exchangeable for money or place in society.
Please let John Hope Franklin have the testicular fortitude. Not John Hope. I keep doing that to that.
John Hope Bryant. Yeah.
My apologies, the late Franklin, Dr. Franklin. John Hope Bryant, please have the testicular fortitude
to let that thing go.
To let that thing go. To let that interview be public, because everything you just said, Geechee, he defends. He says this is the pathway for Black success. It is remarkable. It is a remarkable thing. I'm telling you, Brokish, if this comes out, they should get the Emancipatory Journalism Award. We should start giving out awards. We should have a Black Liberation Media Awards annual award.
Not a hate awards, but an actual
not a hate
award.
But no, actual awards where we give, one of the prizes would be the Emancipatory Journalism Prize, and I think they should at minimum be nominated, because this document is legendary. What they have produced is legendary in helping unearth all of that right there.
Now you about to encourage that man to demand they don't release the tapes,
because he's got the testicular fortitude, as he was suggesting in his own interview. He's a man.
That's a fancy word for he got balls. Testicular fortitude.
Yeah, I don't know if Farrakhan was the first to say it.
Farrakhan be saying that all the time. Yeah.
Farrakhan, that was when he said that at the Great Tavis Smiley Negro Bowl back in the day. He said they don't have the testicular fortitude.
That is slick right there. I like that.
So
word,
yeah,
but
he had a lot of, I'm the expert, I'm the man talking to these women, like he had all of that. So come on, John.
I say to women, do you got the ovaries to go and do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have the ovarian fortitude?
Ovarian fortitude.
There it is.
Yeah.
You got the ovarian fortitude to come and say that to me in my face.
So I absolutely, he said, boy, he couldn't wait to let them know I am the man. I'm the expert. And all he did was justify everything Geechee just broke down right there. It's insane.
So I'm okay, Air Doctor, if you. So again, I think this is something that initially I thought I saw Kalonji doing with the TI. Like, if you know these people and you can bring them on a platform and you can interview them in a way where they're comfortable and you can expose their bullshit, like, yeah, I'll say save some of those critiques until you can kind of
right time, right place.
Yeah, right time, right place.
Oh, that Killer Mike joint was classic. We can't stop Cop City. They got $100 million.
Yeah, so I think that's I feel like I interviewed somebody recently and that happened. But yeah, no, I think that's a good thing. If you can get those type of people very comfortable to, spill the beans, as they call it, investigative journalism, and just let them lay it out.
I'll work on that. So do we need a break before I leave, or y'all good?
Yeah, KJ Sakuma said we do.
Oh, okay.
That says it's right here. Y'all need a break.
We'll come back with some Tyler Perry.
Look at all this production going on in the chat room. Boy.
The chat is never wrong, Ear Doctor. 100%. 100%.
Right. Well, let's get right to our break right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. I want to thank y'all for coming out on this beautiful, what day is it? Thursday. It is October the 25th. It's Scorpio season, y'all. That's right. It's our season, in case y'all didn't know. So y'all get ready for a whole lot of unfiltered stuff coming out of people's mouths. That's Scorpios. That's just what we do. Also, go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare. And yeah, go to the bottom of the screen and y'all seen blkliberationmedia.org. Go there to donate so we can keep this train moving. All right, who did I want to talk about and give an artist spotlight to? Let's talk about no other than Estelle. Yes, this sister, beautiful sister from the UK. All right, straight from the UK, London, England. Yes, Estelle Soiree is her name. She is a rapper, an actress, a singer. She's known for doing R&B, soul, reggae, hip hop, everything. She's done it. She's worked with all types of artists. She first got on, actually, she met Kanye in a restaurant, then wound up getting introduced to John Legend, and she signed to John Legend's Homeschool Records, and that helped to get her out there. And then she came with a big song called American Boy featuring Kanye West, and it blew up. It was a big song for her. She put out like 3 to 4 albums, but she also was known for, this song, Thank You, as you can hear, got her a Grammy Award nomination. And then she's known for playing Garnet in the animated series Steven Universe, one of my favorite cartoons right there. And she had a big song on that called Conqueror that was the joint. So you might have seen her also in movies like Girls Trip, Beyond the Lights, and Netflix film Fatal Affair. So big up to this sister. She's constantly doing it, putting in the work, putting in the songs, and doing the films and TV and television. So big up to no other than Estelle. Keep that music coming, my sister, and we will keep listening. All right, with that said, let's get to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
This pain inside shiver sees the pain.
That's hot. Shout out. Yeah, that's hot.
Estelle,
but you know what's better?
She's fine. She's fine.
Yeah.
That's a fine woman. But go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
I just
that
appreciate
De La Soul
people's...
joint was my joint too.
I don't objectify women in that way. I'm just here to appreciate her art.
Yeah.
What you mean? She's fine. She's beautiful. She's
beautiful. He's a married man. He can't say that no more.
I only hear the song. But what's even better is the go-go version. And I think What Band hits that song. That's how I first heard that song. Mm-hmm. So I thank you. Baka boom boom. They killed it.
I bet they
did.
So yeah. Shout out to her though. Yeah, absolutely.
And when I first heard her, she came out with that one song, Wait a Minute, and she was rapping, and I was like, okay, she's nice. And the next thing you know, I hear her singing on the hook. I'm like, oh, she got something. So yeah, big up to that sister. She got some good music. All right. And that song she did with De La, man.
Which one she did with De La?
Off their Anonymous album. Damn, I forget.
Which track is hers? I know that album.
Memory of Us.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know. I did.
So
Yes. Okay. Okay. These yeah, I didn't
That's
know
that joint, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know about bounce remixes, TMB. Sorry. I don't. I'm a pocket-thorian, a pocketarian. I'm a
It's in his pocket.
it's that pocket.
He's a pochologist.
I'm a pochologist.
Everything pock.
Yeah. So
Hey.
yeah, but no, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's what it is. Hey yo, so y'all have a great rest of the show. I will catch y'all.
Oh, yipper.
Just talking. That's
Jared
the word of
doesn't
the
have
day.
the testicular fortitude to say that about Estelle.
Oh,
Lord.
We're gonna have to do a drink game with that today. Testicular fortitude
Yo,
and ovarian.
Speaking of drinking games, are you all down for this election night
I'm with it.
coverage?
Wait, who's all gonna be there?
set
Who
it
all
up.
gonna be there?
I don't
Who all
know.
gonna
I
be there?
set it up. I set it up for Tuesday to start Tuesday night, the 5th. But I don't know who's going to be there. I asked about it on the air yesterday. Kamal, I think, was interested. Ear Doctor's interested.
Yeah.
I love the idea.
Yeah.
Angela Walker says yes.
We got to
Let's
come
do
up
it.
with words that they'll say that make us drink, like certain words that you know that they're gonna say, like black jobs.
Or what about like because I'm thinking we're going to be watching or following some of the coverage, right? Or we are the coverage, but we're going to be following some of what people are saying. So it might be, if it's like what is it? Border states.
Joy.
Joy, yes. We're gonna have to sip carefully off of that. We're gonna be freedom. Oh my goodness.
Pain.
Yeah. Or if they say border states or electoral college.
Or absolutely worst president. Trump's gonna hit that at least 5 times. So
all right, so so we'll see. So the stream is set up. And I'm happy, because I know, there's some thumbnail authoritarians around here. So feel free to update the thumbnail. I just wanted to get it set up.
You got it.
All
right. Well, y'all have a.
It's the best one. Not going back.
Not going back. Yes. That's definitely.
They've been hitting that shit lately, man. God,
lethal. Suburban white women. Oh, we dead. You gotta drink. You gotta drink when you hear that. Oh, fascism's another good one.
No, this is not a good one. We will be tore up.
The American people.
Goodness.
Yeah, forget about it.
All of these are gonna have us. Or maybe we can come up with like a bingo thing too. We could do like a. So if it's not drink for every time, but it's like a bingo card. So
Somebody
that way,
drink or toke.
Yeah, that would be great.
Drink or toke, whatever, whatever you're,
All right, fellas.
Imbibe of choice.
I got to get out of here. So thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody continue to tune in and make sure y'all watch all the shows coming on this weekend. Tomorrow we got Saturdays with Renee. I believe tonight we got Darker Than Blue. Sundays, we'll see. Other than that, listen. We'll see. But other than that, stay tuned, hit that like button, subscribe, and
420.
All right, thanks here, Doctor.
Right,
420. What happened to 420? The exact number of viewers, right.
Yeah,
so make sure we have 420 likes at a minimum.
Maybe. Hey man, click this this Tyler Perry crazy link, man. Shout out to
best movie maker of our film of our generation. Secret Service trained at mock White House that Hollywood producer Tyler Perry built as stage. So did he build it for them? Am I playing some of this?
It's I don't know. I don't think so. But it kind of looks like it because they was, talking about this for a while, like they needed, and they was going to redirect funds to some type of training facility. And then when they built it, when he built it, they was like, I guess one of the leaders, the white ladies, went down there to test it out and see if it was sufficient, and they end up,
So you saying he should have told them no?
I mean, I'm saying that, and this is what they was talking about in terms of they didn't. hit Trump, and they said, look, this is why they need more training, because this young boy was able to do this and do that and whatever. And then so now Tyler Perry, who's providing them for a space for that training, not too far from Cop City, is just going to be a very interesting thing. And there's resources that the government is obviously sending, and I couldn't find how much he's getting, but I think he probably gonna get all the money back that he bought that space from Kasim Reed, those land. I think he's gonna get all that back and make pure profit over there.
So $3 billion went to the Secret Service of 78, which has 7,800 employees.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't figure out a way with all that money to train a few thousand people how to protect one man. You got one job.
Well, they say they can't train them at the White House because it's a place of residence. It's a place.
I know, but you got
$3
billion. You got $3 billion. So, but I guess you could use that to pay Tyler. How much did he get for it?
Yeah, I couldn't find that. I don't think that he ain't gonna get all that. He's gonna probably get over close to 100 million, 300 million, something like that. He gonna get the money.
You think they gave him that much money?
They've been training. They've been training there, and when you train there, that means you can't film there. So I'm pretty sure he gets some bread.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he gets some bread.
But not that much. His movies don't make that much money.
No, that's the movies. Actually, for the training.
Don't know. No, what I'm saying, but you're saying because he can't film because they're training. So the idea would be that he needs to be compensated for money lost for what would have been filmed. Also, and I'm just making a joke about that. But I don't know how well his films do or don't do.
I mean, he got Netflix money, so I don't think he's doing too bad. But
even I saw every one made up until that time we wrote that paper in the mid 2000s, which was just brutal. But
so when I was reading on the story, it was talking about, again, it was highlighting a lot of the attempted assassination for Trump, but then it made me made me remember that then the man died, the Cheeto white man died at the attack. Like there was somebody who died there who got shot. And
honestly, I don't remember, but I think you were right. Something like that.
But nobody like talks about it. Like it's just kind of like he, and I watched the video of his daughter, and I started thinking, the conspiracy theory. It just felt like a crisis actor, but Now
you sound like Alex Jones.
I'm just saying that's what I thought that's what I thought was going on.
I was actually gonna answer this question from Anthony that I think somewhat relates to Tyler Perry getting a bag from the Secret Service. Dr. Ball, I agree with you, but while we wait, free ourselves from this capitalism, how do we meet the next generation who are into making money, be it good or bad? So again, my point with all of this, including the criticism of John Hope Bryant, isn't necessarily a pursuit of an income to survive or money to survive. It's the arguments being made in defense of that chastise poor people for being poor and suggest that capitalism can be worked to save us. Mm-hmm. To me, it's, and I know this, I've said this in the past to be, in classrooms included, to be hyperbolic, to be provocative on purpose, but I think I really do mean it 100%. That I think the damage that the Bryants of the world do in promoting this messaging is worse than certainly the average so-called criminal in pursuit of their criminal activity on the low causes for the community or for the world. In other words, yes, people doing criminal activity hurts people and causes pain and this and that, but I think the overall damage is worse from these promoters and the propagators of this mythology. That I think actually causes more pain in the community and in the world than so that's really what I mean by that. I'm certainly not saying do anything you can to get money. I'm certainly not saying all criminal activity is so-called criminal or justified. But I am saying that my problem is with this promotion that if I go get paid, then you can too, and therefore we have no real problems. And as the sister was saying, there are no obstacles that we don't create for ourselves. I don't. That's the part I can't.
So I mean, or the people, as Huey will say, the people who have the power to define what criminal is and what is criminality. Right. And so even as you know, in the community, we talk about crime. Like nobody talks about like money laundering or redlining and all this other stuff that is criminal and kills and harm other people. And I keep trying to find that quote that it said like the policies of the U.S. are so horrendous that you could gather up 100,000 people a day and kill them off. And
Derek Bell, I used to quote all the time. He said he said that. And he wrote it. This was, by the way, this is in that collection of essays in the Strangers and Neighbors book about Black and Jew relationships historically. That's where that comes from. And he's saying, he's saying public policy such as it is the equivalent of taking hundreds of Black people out to a secluded place each week and shooting them. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Right on. So you got some more. We're not finished with Tyler.
Yeah, let's just wrap up here. But so as you know, like, and you've seen this when we covered it on EYL.
Tyler Perry donates generously to police, to unite the police. They need unity.
Watch how he.
I'm sorry. He's uniting the police with the community.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
He giving the police money to give the community
to unite them with the community. Right. Okay. Right. The creator of Medea movie franchise donated 1,000 Kroger supermarket gift cards to be handed out by the Atlanta Police Department. Oh, wow. So he gives them a gift card that they hand out to the people and get to look good doing so?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So again, we've covered Tyler Perry's connection to law enforcement. He's done panels. He's brought them on. He's talked to them after they shot people to hear their side of the story. But what you see with this lady, Kimberly Cheadle, who talks about the agency of training the Secret Services, her and Tyler Perry, they've been meeting. And that's how, they even came to train at this White House across the street here in Atlanta. But again, when you start seeing Medea helping the cops, but also if you remember, you saw Medea doing this shit. What does that say? What does that say about how the average Black person look at radical people of the past and radical people today, when his life work seems to be to make the cops have a better image into the community and train the cops, get the cops better, and all these other things while he, cosplay a revolutionary.
I watched that whole movie, by the way. Yeah. So that scene, that picture is from just an introductory sequence to one of these Medea films to show what was supposed to have been her life or something like that. So it's just a quick passing, almost sort of subliminal message to do what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. To re-portray radicalism as just silly, or something you could just put on for a minute once upon a time and have been arrested allegedly. But wow.
But there's also hold on, I'm trying to skip this thing. There's also this thing of like, I'm gonna play this little clip of so the Corey guy who got killed at the Trump rally or whatever. His daughters and his wife, they was talking about how he's a hero and all these other things. And again, it's this image or this concept of like, we have to protect the president. The U.S. president, he has to be protected at all costs. I want to play this right quick.
I was the one that my dad threw down. As he was throwing me down, that was when he was shot. He ended up falling onto me. I was like confused and I went, Dad. And when I turned is whenever he fell down, and that's when I started screaming, and I was instantly like, I was trying to keep him from bleeding, and somebody had thrown down a towel. So somebody behind us must have seen what was going on, and I was just holding it there and just screaming for anybody to help.
His family wants Comparator remembered as more than the person killed in the assassination attempt of the former president.
He isn't just the guy that got shot at the rally. He was a husband, a father, a son, an uncle, and he was the glue to our family. He was our strength. He was everything to us, and that is what got taken from this world.
His two girls remembered.
So there was a part when they started talking about how he has an important role. He has to protect the president. And I wish Ricky was here to have her experience. But a couple years ago when we was at the revolutionary celebration in Nicaragua, and I remember it was tons and tons of people there. The president's like physically there. We can touch them. And at the time I saw no guns. I saw 0 guns. And then I was like, I had to use the restroom. So I went behind the stadium looking thing, because there's a big picture of Roberto Clemente. I went behind this thing, and behind there is where all the bathrooms at, and then all the people with the guns. And I'm like, although somebody can express their frustration, which they didn't to the president, they did something. They had the freedom to express that, but they obviously would be handled pretty quickly. But I wonder if there's a kind of concept around, like, when you think about the U.S. president, why do people feel like, oh, they need to be protected? But also, how do the majority of people in the U.S. feel about such a president versus like a Nicaragua, how they treat Ortega and his wife? You just see a drastic difference. Like, you see people who love and protect, and in fact, I think there will be, if somebody tried to do something to Ortega in that space, I think the people will try to stop them before the military came out and stopped.
Was it ever discussed why this person tried to kill Trump? I haven't paid attention to it. Did they ever argue? Was there ever some investigation that led to some why he was doing it, or what was his?
Nah, only thing I know that he was a young guy, but I actually never. In fact, like the guy who got killed, I didn't even think to like whatever happened to him. And last night I ended up seeing it, so I don't know nothing about the guy. I didn't really know nothing about the person who was shot or the other people was hurt. But all I know that the guy was younger. He was like in his early 20s, might be 20 or something like that, and he was able to navigate through all the Secret Service just to miss the shot, miss the jump shot.
Well, Robin says it was a scheme that the Fed set up, and Reese says MK Ultra did this. So anyway, I don't know. I just was, but I haven't paid any attention, so I didn't know if there was some sort of narrative that we were meant to get that said, he was connected. He was not maybe connected, but had right wing this, or he felt that he was just disillusioned. That was the word I was thinking. So he was just disillusioned. I don't know, but what by what for what, like what is supposed to have been the inspiration? But yeah, and in terms of the comparison to, I honestly don't know enough about how people feel in this country about either of these folks, or how people in other countries feel about their leadership. I always just tend to feel like I'm in league with whoever's out there, like whoever's there is on some nonsense. They're not as good as they're supposed to be.
You talking about everywhere or just the U.S.?
Everywhere. I would probably be everywhere. I'd have probably been in supportive of the Cuban Revolution, but I'd have probably been hating in the corner like, that's it, Fidel? That's it? Che? That's it? No, I'm just playing. But no, I think what you raised is just interesting. I don't have anything, unfortunately, meaningful to add to it.
I mean, I actually, so this research I'm doing here, I should have done that, but I'm almost curious to see the data and the responses of how people feel about the police, because they're like, even with black folks, like the way in which I've heard young people articulate, like, you know, a need for police. Like I was doing a survey yesterday and the brother was saying something about the lack of policing. And I'm like, I didn't go much into it because it wasn't where we were going. But when you think about like a Tyler Perry who recreates the image of policing, and in a lot of films where like you're watching Bad Boys, you're watching I mean, I don't know, you could just list off of tons and tons of films where police are depicted really, you know, good, or like the cool homeboy police. In fact, when I was riding in the neighborhood, there was a brother with some locks, and like me, he looked like a street dude. He was a cop, and I'm like, a lot of people probably have this, yeah, just this perception of the police that is way more favorable than we would like to
Really?
acknowledge. Yeah.
The idea for policing, I would understand that people have not a built-in, but an encouraged and developed sense that we need some sort of policing. But how that belief would be turned into an affinity for the police is something else for me. I feel like there's a lot of intellectual turmoil people suffer over trying to reconcile that, a desire for there to be some police with a recognition that the police that do exist are terrifying. And so I don't know if it's a conscious reconciliation or some sort of unconscious turmoil people go through, but I think that has a lot to do with, and then we don't have, when then of course we're never allowed to have honest and routine public conversations about what could be evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I keep thinking, you know, I haven't read extensively in all of this, but I do. One book that always stands out for me is that Norm Stamper book about policing, and him being a former chief of police in Seattle and having, you know, very negative criticisms of it, and just him talking about how even at a level of authority, he was not able to institutionalize things that would demilitarize the police or re-emphasize the police as more being part of a community as opposed to surveillance of a community. He was unsuccessful in that, which is, and then, by the way, he turns up in that Soaked in Bleach documentary to say that were he still the chief of police, he would reopen the investigation into the death of Kurt Cobain because he's seen enough to suggest that that was not a suicide. So I always thought that that's a little interesting overlap.
So for me, like in Baltimore, as consultant for organizations that has programs with police, like, and I told you about, you know, getting that get out of jail free coin. But all the experiences, it just wasn't like I've had, you know, when the police are pretty much extracting information from the young people to, you know, solve a case later. They were very antagonistic. And I remember one time when they had this program.
There go your call for Ricky.
Celebrate, yeah. Oh, she's still in here. No, I would like, yeah, like that question around like how the people
just
feel about
celebrated 45 years of the police. Their police is a product of the revolution.
Yeah, but there was one time in they was testing out this thing of like in the hiring process of police, you would have these different levels of leadership and including community leaders. And I remember having I was going through the pilot, and during the interview process, we doing mock interviews. One of the police lady was saying something about there's like a weighted scale of you judging the young cadets' answers, and the answers that they was giving, they were scoring really low on my score. Like I was scoring them low, and then some of the police was like, the black lady was, oh, that's a good answer. And then once we finished, she was like, listen, you keep scoring negative or keep going lower on these cops, and I think these are good answers. And we're not going to come down to your number. You're going to come up to our number. And I was like, nah, like he answered some basic ass questions. And it wasn't like, for instance, one of the questions was, how well do you know the community? And he was like, oh yeah, Baltimore, you know, the black community, and it's been 80% black. And then then that was it. So every time I've tried to engage any type of work with them, it's always been like hostile, and it didn't last long for me. So I can't. I mean, I could take those stories and kind of share with people, but I think people's need and those programs like Tyler Perry, when you have police pulling up to the neighborhood and shooting jump shots and got a good first step and can do a pull-up jumper and bring you food, all the other shit they done is out of the window at that point. So
no, this is
who over there?
So there's this weird noise that just started happening outside. So I did have that look, but because I live where I live, the only issue is a branch has fallen in my neighbor's air conditioning unit and is rattling. So that's the extent of the drama over here. But it is causing a disturbing sound. I don't know if you hear it, but it's actually, I'm gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna have to actually go over there and deal with
You
that.
got some bionic ears, bro. You can hear everything.
No, I just think one of my students tried to diagnose me in class Monday, saying, because I said, I tried to use it as a tactic to stop people from having discussions in the back of the classroom. So I would say, sometimes, can we just all have one conversation? And it is true. I started to extend this as I tell the joke that when I'm out with a group, it is true that I have to catch myself, because I don't like it when people within the group break off into separate conversations. I like for there to be one conversation that everybody's participating in. and so the student diagnosed me with some sort of, I forgot what she called it. I have to ask her. She said, you have some sort of disorder where you can't handle a lot of different things happening at once. So I politely, as I said, I cautioned her. I said, be careful with the pop psychology and trying to diagnose somebody off of one comment that you've never met, not to mention it's inappropriate. But at the same time, I was like, maybe she's right, because I don't like it. Like, this is really bothering me.
Zinzi said it's a sensory processing disorder.
Maybe. I don't think that's the language she used. Yeah, I feel like overstimulated was something so maybe I do have that. Maybe I do have something like that. Yeah, she's a psych major. I think she's a psych major. And she said sociology was her major. I asked her if she's a psych major. She said no, sociology. But she was saying, I know from personal experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's also not a good method for diagnosing someone else.
Yeah.
But
I think I have a friend who's neurodivergent, and sound, like basic sounds, will trigger them more than, like, I could be like frying something and they'll like,
oh wow.
So maybe, but it's not always. It's not always. It's like on and off. So it might be like how you process it or how you hear that.
When my neighbor comes out to play basketball, that's like I'm gonna have to go over there and deal with that as soon as we wrap, because that's
playing one-on-one.
No, I don't want to do that to these youngins, man. I can't be shattering their
if you dunk on the kid,
hopes and dreams.
If you dunk on the kid, he'll lose all his courage of playing basketball and just.
I know, but I don't want to do that to no, what I would need to do is, plus I would actually end up having to go to the hospital myself after that. So there's none of that. That's what I have. That knuckle crazy. That's what I have. Thank you, Anthony, for the diagnosis. Anyway, so speaking of bad sounds, this is a crazy segue I'm gonna do real quick, but I think I don't want to leave without any seriousness this morning. It stopped. It must have worked itself out. Or did my wife go out there? I don't know. So it worked itself out. But speaking of real problems, reporting from what happened yesterday, updates Israel accused of new massacre as it bombs Gaza and Lebanon. So, to the people in my comments this morning, salute to you, as you know, steadfastly in your correctness, that from my place of privilege, I would have the nerve to say we shouldn't vote for people who support this. But from your place of privilege, at least acknowledge that you don't care that this is not going to stop, and is actually happening under the purview of your preferred presidential candidate. So salute to you in your level of clarity. Israeli tanks attacked northern Gaza's Kamal Adwan Hospital, causing damage to the facility's intensive care unit as it struggles with an influx of wounded. I'm sure that's part of their targeted strikes meant to reduce civilian casualties. That should be another thing we have in our drinking game. An Israeli army strike on the besieged Jabalia refugee camp, a large number of people in what the Gaza's Civil Defense Agency described as a major massacre. The Committee to Protect Journalists has denounced Israeli allegations against 6 Palestinian journalists working for Al Jazeera in Gaza after Israel's military accused them of being terrorists. Israeli air raids have again hit Beirut's southern suburbs shortly after the army issued forced evacuation orders. Well, at least they did that. At least 19 people were killed in Israeli attacks on Lebanon over the past 24 hours, Lebanon's government said. The Israeli military said 5 soldiers were killed and 7 seriously wounded in clashes with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. So we have, I just want to quickly highlight that we have hospitals, civilian wounded, large numbers of people in a massacre.
They said 3 journalists got killed too.
3 journalists who were dubbed as terrorists. 19 more people. I'm sorry. At least 19 people were killed in Israel attack. No, in Israeli attacks. No, so 19 more people killed in Lebanon. But we have 5 soldiers and 7 soldiers wounded on the Israeli side. So it's a whole lot of people and civilians and hospital residents versus soldiers who are in someone else's country. So I just want to, quickly highlight that. And then Germany authorized more than $100 million in military exports to Israel in the last 3 months, Foreign Office data showed. So the Germans continue to make that overcorrection in support of more genocide, having engaged in it themselves half a century ago. So
didn't they say
almost a century ago at this point?
The many illegal things that constitute a war crime is firing upon the press. So there's a bunch of press cards that said that's
not clearly identified though. It just says press all over the front of the car. That's hard to see. That's hard to see. That's not clear.
You're right.
And plus, Israel said they were terrorists. So terrorists always can spray paint press on a truck.
Terror press. Got it.
So, wow. I don't know to the extent that this is true, but it is in the chat. So therefore, all German and American arms, 30 to 60%. Yeah. I mean, that tracks. Where else? Actually, that seems low. Only 60%. So 90% in total, you're saying, comes out of okay. So where's the other 10% coming from? Is that like all the other side countries throw in a little bit? So it seems like a unified global effort. No, I love the chat. I don't have smoke for the chat. It's all love and jokes. That's all. No smoke for the chat. Never smoke for the chat.
A chat pat.
Smoke with the chat. Never for the chat. I'm trying to see if there's anything on the run sheet that's of similar seriousness. I don't, but I did at least want to acknowledge and recognize that this is ongoing. And Erica, again, thanks to her for having the run sheet so well packed up.
I don't think I saw anything with the young boy who was in that neighborhood in Florida. Was if the white men have been charged or not.
Wait, what happened?
I think she had that. Erica had that too, but the young teen who was walking in his neighborhood or jogging in his neighborhood because he, the Wi-Fi was bad in his house. Yeah. Do you live out here? Yeah. That I didn't see anything new from if the white men were held accountable for stalking and pretty much you could say terrorizing, but he wasn't afraid at all. He was
A set of videos that are being widely shared on social media shows 4 white men following and harassing a black teenager through a Florida neighborhood. I almost said Whitey. Whitney Portela posted clips, and I'm sure I feel like that's misplaced, but posted clips on Facebook and TikTok that show her 18-year-old son, the mom, walking through the residential neighborhood in Sarasota with 4 older white men tailing him and hassling him about where he lives. Ooh.
Zinzi said she heard that one white dude probably got fired. Yeah. In the neighborhood,
they get out of the car.
I think last time I was checking, it was like 93% white collar workers in the neighborhood, something like that.
So does he? So what is the story though? Was he walking through his own neighborhood? Was he visiting somebody?
I think something happened with the house to where the Wi-Fi was messing up, the signal was. So he was on the phone with his girlfriend walking around the neighborhood, but he lives in a neighborhood, and they kept coming up and say, "You live here?" He's like, "Yes." He said, "What's your address?" He says, "I'm not telling you that." And then I think there was actually a cop at the end of the road that he went and talked to, but nothing really happened. But again, isn't that so? The assault plus assault and battery is only when you physically or I guess move at somebody. But wouldn't that still be assault right there?
I honestly don't know. My instinct is to say no, but I don't know. I think that there has to be. I don't know, and I'm just self-censoring a lot of initial thoughts here. I don't know. I don't know. I think what they did is particularly for this day and age about as good a thing you could do. Contact. Well, I don't know that they contacted any so-called authorities, but they put it on social media. I don't know. What I would
menacing. You sound like you feel like you got some experience.
I'm struggling. Yeah, I'm having a lot of different thoughts here. I think one nice thing that I think it would be nice to see a whole bunch of legal, peaceful, protesting Black folks just walk through the neighborhood. And no, Robin C., I'm not going to speak because we are not on a free platform.
They did in Columbia, South Carolina at that time.
I was actually even thinking of, you know what I was really thinking of? And I don't want to give him undue credit, but back in the day when I believe it's when Yusuf Hawkins was killed in Bensonhurst, I believe, Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Al Sharpton and them had like thousands of Black folks pouring through that neighborhood. And yeah, the white folks were all lined up on the side screaming stuff and all of that. But symbolically, I think to Robin C's point about me speaking, this is as far as I would be willing to go and for what should be said here. But I would love to see them Bed-Stuy, I think. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Bed-Stuy, not Bensonhurst, sorry. If one of them, wherever it was. But I would love to see at least something like that. And everybody could be chanting, "We all live here," or we all live here. We all just moved in. I don't know. I think responsibility. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to stop there. That is infuriating.
Yeah.
That is infuriating. That
Also,
white kid rode by and called my daughter a nigger last year. And my desired response is wildly inappropriate for a civilized society. Like so that's why I should just, you know, that's why it's I think it's good to stop, because
So-
if yeah.
So somebody was insinuating again, because the comments that Trump made about the Haitians or other people eating dogs and cats or whatever, like in that particular neighborhood, again, that's 95% white collar workers, but the three major industries is construction, farming, and tourism. And so when you think about that comment, it's kind of like they're thinking about, what are you doing here? Are you are you one of those people that's going to eat our cats or whatever the case may be? But I think even I don't know where those white men from, but they look like they're very interesting white men.
You know, I just hate the idea that this young man was by himself. I hate to think of situations where, and I guess theoretically these four white men could in other areas be deemed not to be punks and cowards, but in that moment, that is extreme cowardice and punkishness to harass a young teenager by himself with four of you.
Right.
Man, that's so you know, there's this video going around of Drake's former bodyguard throat punching this dude in the gym. And the same dude, because I do follow some of these weightlifting channels and stuff like that. This dude, this is what it's reminding me of a little bit. Let me see if I can pull, because if I would have liked to have thought about this a little bit, because there's someone had done a video showing the incident that happened, and then showing what this dude did when somebody of his own stature in a different situation invited him to step outside. And he didn't do it, is of course the point. He didn't do it. So you walk up on a smaller, you know, less, you know, he's also a weightlifter, but not somebody as big as you, and not somebody who is as aggressive as you. And you do this, and then when somebody is there, Mike Van Wyck is the guy's name, by the way. And he throat punches this dude in the gym. And then there's another video of him being challenged by people similarly sized. And one dude says to him, let's step outside, turn the camera off and let's step outside. And he doesn't do it. So it's that kind of energy. And I've always, I don't like it. I don't like it.
There's a video if we can play it.
Okay, yeah, play it. If it's on Chrome, you should better hear the audio too. Are you on Chrome? Geechee, can you hear me?
It's not
no,
playing?
I don't hear you. No, we don't hear it. We don't hear it.
Oh. Let me see if I can send it to you then. I thought it was playing, but no, I think when they was following him, do you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you, but I didn't hear the video.
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, when they was following him, he was like, "Yo, why the fuck y'all following me?" And then, they started having a conversation.
Yeah, you got to be careful. So that's the other thing. We got to be careful. I had a little incident yesterday at the physical therapy spot that I had to take my daughter to. And this old white man started aggressively honking at me because I wasn't getting out of his way fast enough. And
listen, man, I'm telling you, man, one of our last study groups with, did I put that in there?
No,
No,
I
I'm
put that in. Somebody
Oh,
asked
yeah.
for the link to where Quentin asked
Okay.
was where the link where they can see me, Eugene, and Hiram talking about the elections, and I just put it in the chat there. It was a good
Harold.
conversation. Shout out to Cam and
What is
Hiram.
What are Latif talking about? But anyway,
I don't know.
one of our last study groups with Asafo, we was talking about McKeith McLaughlin. That was the black brother who the old white man was yelling at his wife.
Oh no, he's saying you picked a conservative outlet. Why are you making us read conservative?
Nobody reading it. We was watching the video on YouTube. But the
Oh,
story.
you want me to play his video? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was trying to, because it wasn't playing on mine. But I don't know if you remember McKeith McLaughlin, who came and pushed the white man down who was yelling at his wife in the gas station, and then the white man turned around on the ground and shot him in front of his wife. I don't know if you remember that story.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's
The fuck is y'all following? Why, man? You don't tell me what the fuck I should not and should be. You better watch yourself. The fuck? I don't even want to I can't even be comfortable because look at this shit. Then y'all coming up the block way for people. They trying to walk and shit with their kids. These people out here following me and shit. This ain't weird. Look at the neighborhood creepers. The neighborhood creepers. Yeah. Damn. What the fuck? And Buddy, look at Buddy. He's still creeping.
Steve. No, Steve.
What was he going to his car for?
What the fuck? Hey, that's some weary shit, my boy. Damn.
I would like to compare or even talk about like the variations of like what Zinzi said and then what Brother Jamil said in terms of like Zinzi said that she would prefer not for him to talk back and say anything. And then your brother said the young boy wasn't soft. And I'm like, I think, especially in situations like that, a fair or a submission heightens that, because it seems like those white boys get a rush out of like being able to like, but they have to actually think twice about like how they gonna engage his brother if he's able to defend himself. So yeah, I'm sorry if I
didn't say that.
Yeah, well, sorry if I've misrepresented, but that's kind of
where is the actual comment? Where is she saying read the actual comment? I do appreciate the kid talking shit, to be honest. What was the other comment? She says she does. It says I do appreciate.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I misread that. I thought it said don't. So yeah, my fault. But listen, no, yeah, I appreciate that.
I could understand why tactically somebody would think I need to just be quiet and go home. I could see why he would do what he did. I just don't know how people are. I don't know what is. I'm impressed by almost any choice. That, how old is he? 18, 19, 20?
I think he was like 17. Like 17 or 18.
Oh my God. I would have made all the mistakes. Like, I'm struggling not to do it. I would have absolutely told it. Let that man keep coming over here. Like, don't block your boy. And that might not have been, that's what I'm saying. It's not, who knows what he was going to the car for. But when I see somebody getting out the car with that kind of energy, to be honest, I want to meet it. And I'm not saying that's right. I just, when I saw that, I'm like, oh man, yeah, get out the car. Like, really? You should have stayed in the car. You should have stayed in the car. But see, this is but I think that's but I think as a 53-year-old, I do think
I mean, I think
man, I don't
sizing
know.
up,
I'm really struggling.
but
with this.
no, but like so sizing up the situation. I think he did perfectly fine.
He did the right thing. Yeah,
sizing up the situation, like one, there's no fear here. Like, yo, what the fuck you doing? But I think the other way around, like, if you say, oh, you get in a car, what you gonna do? That's gonna change. That's gonna change the dynamic, and you might can knock one. I'm sorry, you might can knock one or two of them out, but you ain't gonna win that fight.
I know, but see, that's again, I'm acknowledging my ill logic. The logic isn't about winning. That's the ill logic. It's not. That's the point. That's what I'm grappling with, because logically it's 1 against 4. You only have your cell phone. Just keep walking. Make it a joke. Keep it light, like he was doing. Engage the other people walking down the street. Like, I'm not the problem. Look at the people that's the problem. I think what he did is exactly right. What I'm feeling for is, one, the lack of safety that one person is bound to feel, even if he's not stressed over it. There's got to be some recognition that I'm outnumbered here. This is not. So I feel bad that anybody's in that position.
Right.
I don't like that anybody would be forced to make the like the 17-year-old me, who would not have handled that well, should not have been in that position in the first place, to then be judged for not handling it well, is my point. And I just think, again, why I just want to go back to that initial point. We need more organized collective involvement, so that people aren't tasked with suffering that on their own and having to respond properly and make all the right decisions. Because it is dangerous out here. And people, who knows what that dude is going for. And in Florida, where you have all these rights and protections to do all this stuff, all that. So I just don't like watching that stuff for the first time live. I think that's really I need time. But yeah, I hope that this generates some sort of organized, principled, legal, safe response from the community.
So there's it's almost similar to the other. I think it's another story that Erica had in there that I saw before about the deaf brother.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Speaking of Erica, I got to leave. No, my bad. It's 10 o'clock. I have to go because I have to get ready. I'm actually doing a short presentation for future Dr. Erica Brown's committee. So I have to, my bad. I completely lost track of I lost track of a lot of things with that last few minutes there.
Let's wrap it.
Woo! Salute to the young brother, though, and his mother and the family, and I hope I just hope. All right, Geechee, anything you want to leave us with? Any quick I should have played that an hour ago.
Nah, get your notes ready. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I think that was a good conversation. Start up
with Professor Nimps.
Yeah, so make sure
absolutely
lock in, get your popcorn, and bring all your Kamala fans. Kamala, sorry. Oops.
It's funny because I was reviewing that debate that I had with Greg Carr, and he made all these references to Lenin that I avoided in the moment because I hadn't read Nimps's work and we hadn't had the conversation we have had that is going to air tomorrow morning. So now
Carr used Lenin. Oh yeah, I did remember he said Lenin one time. I did remember, but I couldn't remember what he was talking about.
And he did it wrong and incompletely, but he did. And I just wasn't in the moment. I was trying to stay focused and not get into that, but I also was not as prepared as I would have been now for that, because Nimps helps very much and how we should understand Lenin, Marx, and voting. So
Listen,
and this Black Independent Party joint he mentioned a little bit too.
I can't
we
wait.
gotta, yeah. So
yo,
anyway,
yeah, get your family. Y'all have a watch party. Check out Saturday with Renee. Get some popcorn.
get your
Little drinky
popcorn.
drink. No, that's too early.
Unless you're in Baltimore, in which point you need to be at the BAP convention. So go to blackallianceforpeace.com for more on that. And otherwise, yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, put this in the socials, tag Black Liberation Media, go to blackliberationmedia.org for more on how to support the platform. And peace, everybody. Peace. Only if you're willing to fight for it, God damn it. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Shout out to the remixers in the wonderful chat that I was definitely not Zenzi taking shots at today. Love y'all to death. All right. We got nothing hot as an outro, so it's just gonna be peace, everybody.
We ain't got no outro.